from Tirthankar Mahavir University. Today we are going to study about utility. What do you mean by utility, or what do you mean by the term utility? Utility refers to the satisfaction or pleasure that a consumer derives from consuming a goods or services. It is a measure of the value that a consumer places on a particular product or service. In economics, utility is a subjective concept, meaning that is varies from the person to person. What one person finds useful to enjoyable may not be the same from other. The concept of utility is used to explain consumer behavior, including demand. Consumer demand more of a consumer a service that provide high utility. Choice, consumer choose product or service that offer the highest utility among available options. Preferences, consumer preferences are based on the utility they accept to derive from a product or service. There are different types of utility, including form utility, time utility, processing utility, service utility. Understanding of utility is essential for business to design and market products that meet consumer needs and preferences, and the economist to analyze consumer behavior and market trends. Now, let's take an example of utility. Thirsty person derive utility from a drinking cold glass of water on a hot day. A student derive utility from buying a new laptop for schoolwork and entertainment. A commuter derives utility from using a reliable and comfortable car for daily transportation. A foodable derives utility from trying a new restaurant and enjoyable a delicious meal. These are the examples of the utility when it is a condition the consumer derives from satisfaction, pleasure, comfort from consuming a good or service which represent the utility and they receive from it. Now the next question arises, what is marginal utility and total utility? Marginal utility and total utility are important concepts in economics that help us understanding consumer behavior and decision making. Total utility is the total satisfaction or pleasure a consumer derives from using a certain quantity of a goods or service. Example, let us say you love eating pizza and you consume 3 slices at a party. The total utility you derive from eating those 3 slices is the total selection or satisfaction you get from consuming them. Marginal utility is the additional satisfaction or pleasure a consumer derives from consuming one more unit of goods or services. For example, if you eat 3 slices of pizza, the marginal utility in the additional satisfaction you get from that extra slice. So these are the example of total utility and marginal utility. Now next, what is approach to measure of utility? There are several approaches to measure a utility, like cardinal utility approach. This approach assumes that utility can be measured numerically and that consumer can assign a specific value to each unit of a goods or service. Ordinal utility, this approach assumes that utility can only be ranked in order to preference but cannot be measured numerically. Hedonic utility, this approach utility by analyzing the characteristics of our goods or service and how they contribute to consumer satisfaction. The elevated preferences approach, this approach measures utility by observing consumer actual purchasing decision and inferring their preference from those choices. Continent valuation approach, This approach measure utility by asking consumer to state their willingness to pay for our goods or service. Conjoint analysis approach. This approach measure utility by analyzing how consumer trends of different attributes of a goods or service. Behavioral approach. The approach takes into the account which biased that influence consumer decision making and prescription. Each approach has its strength and limitation, and economists choose the most appropriate approach depending on the context and research question. Next question arises, what is cardinal utility approach? Cardinal utility approach is a method in economics that attempts to measure a consumer satisfaction or pleasure derived from consuming a goods or service by using a numerical quantitative scale. This approach assumes that utility can be measured numerically, allowing for comparison of the magnitude of satisfaction across different situations. Here are some key points about the cardinal utility approach. Cardinal utility is measured on a numerical scale where higher number indicate greater satisfaction. This approach assumes that consumer can assign a specific value of each unit of a goods or services. Cardinal utility is unique up to a positive affine transformation, meaning that different utility indicate can be related to a linear transformation. This approach was widely used in the early days of consumer choice theory, but are later criticized for its limitation. Economics like Diamond, William, and others contribute to the developed and cardinal utility approach. The concept of cardinal utility has been conventional, with some argument that it is possible now to measure utility approach objectively. What is cardinal utility approach? Cardinal utility approach is a method in economics that deals with the ranking of consumer preferences based on the utility derived from the consumption of goods and services without assigning a specific numerical value of each preference. Here are some key points about ordinal utility approach. Assumption that utility can only be expressed ordinally, meaning that consumer can only rank their preference and cannot compare the degree of satisfaction between different options. Based on the indifference curve analysis, which represent different combination of two goods that provide the same level of satisfaction to the consumer. Based on the segment, they are the four segment. Ordinal utility, relationally, ordinal utility, necessitative utility, diminishing marginal rate of substitution. First, we will study about rationality. Consumer aim to maximize their level of satisfaction given their income and price of goods and services. Ordinal utility, consumer can only rank their preferences, transferity and consistency of choice. Consumer preference are consistent and transitive. Normative, consumer have not reached the substitution point of any commodity and prefer larger quantity. Diminishing marginal rate of substitution, the rate at which consumer are willing to substitute one good from another diminish as they contribute substitute. Next is, what are the assumptions of cardinal utility? The cardinal utility approach make the following assumption. Number first is rationality. Consumer aim to maximize the utility of satisfaction. Completeness. Consumer can compare or rank at all possible options. Transitivity. Consumer preference the consistent and transitive, meaning that if A preferred to B and B is preferred to C, then A is preferred to C. Continuity, consumer preference are continuous, meaning that a small change in the quantity of a good or service do not lead to any large jump in utility. Diminishing marginal utility, the additional utility from consuming each additional unit of a goods or service decrease as the quantity consumed increasing. Cardinality, utility can measure numerically, allowing for comparison of the magnitude of satisfaction across different situations. Interpersonal compatibility, utility can be compared across different individuals. Constancy of marginal utility, the marginal utility of a goods or service remain constant over time. These assumptions are somewhat restrictive and may not hold in reality, which lead to criticism and the development of alternative approach such as ordinal utility and behavioral economics. Now, next question arises: what is consumer equilibrium? A consumer equilibrium refers to a situation where a consumer is maximizing their utility or satisfaction given their budget, constraint, and prices of the goods and services. In other words, it's a state where the consumer is getting the value out in their income. To achieve consumer equilibrium, a consumer must appropriate their burden of goods and services, meaning they are consuming the combination that gives them the highest utility. Equalize the marginal utility per dollar spent across all goods or services, meaning the additional utility from the last dollar spent on the good or services in the same. Mathematically, consumer equilibrium is represented by the following condition: tangent between indifference curve and budget constraint, equity of the marginal utility per dollar spent ratio across all goods and services. In equilibrium, the consumer has no incentive to change their consumption bundle, as any division would reduce their overall utility. Consumer equilibrium is a fundamental concept in microeconomics, helping to understand how consumers make decisions about what to buy and how to spend. Now, criticism of cardinal utility. Criticism of cardinal approach include unrealistic assumption. The approach is based on unrealistic assumptions such as the idea that utility can be measured objectively. Impossibility of measure utility: is impossible to measure the satisfaction that a consumer gets from a commodity or service. Difficulty of assigning absolute value: it is hard to assign the absolute value of utility. Impact of different factor: different factor can impact a user decision when assigning a value of utility. Ignore inferior goods: the approach does not consider the negative income effect of certain goods. Ignore indivisible goods: the approach does not explain the demand for indivisible goods. Unrealistic account of independent utility: the approach assumes that the utility obtained from one good is not affected by the other good. Limitation relating to interpretation: the law of diminishing marginal utility is based on interpretation rather than empirical evidence. Derivation of demand curve: the demand curve is based on unrealistic assumption that ignores substitute and income effect. Ordinal utility approach assumption: the ordinal utility approach make following assumption: rationality: consumer make rational decision to maximize their satisfaction. Completeness: consumer can compare and rank all possible options transitivity, a consumer prefer and considered and granted it. If A is preferred to B and B is preferred to C, then A can prefer to C. Ordinarily, utility can be ranked ordinarily but not measured numerically. No cardinality. Utility cannot be measured numerically or compare across individual. No interpersonal compatibility. Utility cannot be compared across different individual. Diminishing marginal rate of substitution, the rate at which consumers are willing to substitute one goods or another diminish as they continue to substitute. No satisfaction. Consumer do not reach a point saturation where additional unit of goods or service do not provide additional satisfaction. These assumptions are more relaxed than those of the cardinal utility approach and considered more elastic by some economists. However, they still rely on certain assumptions about consumer behavior and may not allow hold in relationally. Next is, what do you mean by indifference curve? An indifference curve is a graphical representation of different combination of two goods or services that provide same level of satisfaction or utility to a consumer. It's a fundamental concept in microeconomics used to analyze consumer behavior and preference. Here are some key points about indifference curve. They are typically downward sloping, indicating that a consumer consumes more of one good. They are willing to give up some of the other good and to maintain the same level of satisfaction. The curve show different combination of two goods that provide the same utility, so the consumer is indifferent of which combination of they choose. Indifference curve do not intersect, as this would imply that a consumer prefer one combination over other even to the have same utility. The curves are typically convex, indicating that a consumer become increasing unwilling to give up one group of the goods to other to move along with the curve. The slope of indifference curve represents the marginal rate of substitution, which is the rate at which consumers are willing to trade one good for the other. Indifference curve help economists understand about preference, opportunity cost, and the trade consumer make when choosing between different goods. Curve map. An indifference curve map is a graphical representation of a series of indifference curves that show the level of satisfaction of utility for a consumer. It's compare diagrammatic diagram that display multiple indifference curves, each representing the different level of utility to analyze consumer behavior and preferences. An indifference curve map typically include multiple indifference curves, each labeled with a different utility level. For example, U1, U2 or U3. The curves are arranged in a way that show the higher level as you move northwest, up and to the left or the graph. Each curve represents a different level of satisfaction, with higher curve indicating greater satisfaction. The curve do not interact, as this would imply the consumer prefers one's combination over another even though they have some utility. By examining the indifference curve map, we can identify the consumer preferences and utility level. We can analyze the trades between two goods or services. We can determine the optimum consumption bundle where the budget constraint intersection the highest indifference curve. Visualize the effect of change in income, price or preference on the consumer behavior. Indifference curve map are a powerful tool for understanding consumer behavior and decision making, allowing economists to analyze or predict consumer choice and various market scenarios. Now there are some properties of indifference curve Number first, downward sloping. Indifference curve slope downward, indicating that a consumer consume more of one good, they are willing to give up some of other goods to maintain the same level of satisfaction. Convex. Indifference curve are typically convex, meaning that the consumer become increasingly unwilling to give up one good for the other as the move along with the curve. Non-intersecting. Indifference curve do not intersect, as this would imply that a consumer prefer one combination over another even though they have the same utility. High curve represent higher utility, higher indifference curve represent higher level of satisfaction and utility. Lower curve represent lower utility, lower curve represent lower utility of satisfaction or utility. Parallel indifference curve represent the same utility level, minor rate of substitution. The slope of the indifference curve represent the minor rate of substitution, which is the rate at which the consumer are willing to trade one good from another. No saturation. Indifference curve do not reach a point of saturation where additional unit of a good or service do not provide additional satisfaction. No complementary. Indifference curve do not show complementary, where the consumption of one good increase the utility of other good. Those properties help economists analyze consumer behavior, preference, and decision making process. Now, there are different shapes of indifference curve. The indifference curve can take different shape depending on consumer preference and the nature of the goods or services being consumed. Here are some indifference shape in the indifference curve. Convex. This is the most common shape, indicating that the consumer become increasingly unwilling to give up one goods for the other as they move along with the curve. Linear. A linear indifference curve indicate that the consumer is willing to trade one good to the other at a constant rate. Concave. A concave indifference curve indicate that a consumer is willing to give up more one of good or for a small increase in other good. Perfect substitute. A linear indifference curve with a slope of -1 indicate that a consumer view the two different perfect substitute. Perfect complements. A concave indifference curve that touch the axis indicate that the consumer view are the two goods as perfect complements. Neutral. A linear indifference curve with a slope of 0 indicate that the consumer is indifferent between the two goods. Isometric. An indifference curve that is not systematical around the origin, indicating different preferences for different combination of the two goods. Non-convex. An indifference curve that is not convex, indicating that the consumer preference do not follow the usual rules of diminishing marginal utility. These preferences, shape of indifference curve help economists understand various consumer behavior and preference, allowing them to analyze and predict consumer choice in indifference market sense. To be fulfilled, for the consumer to be in equilibrium. For a consumer to be in equilibrium, the two conditions must be fulfilled. Tangency condition. Indifference curve must be tangent to the budget constraint at the optimal consumption bundle. This means that the slope of indifference curve must equal the slope of the budget constraint. Mathematically, we can say that marginal rate of substitution is equal to price of good X upon price of good Y. Optimally condition, The consumer must be unable to increase their utility by moving to another consumption bundle within their budget constraint. This means that a consumer is maximizing their utility given their income and price. In other words, the consumer is at the highest possible indifference curve given their budget constraint. These two conditions ensure that the consumer is making the optimal choice giving their preference and budget and is therefore in the equilibrium. Now, derivation of demand curve using IC approach. The demand curve can be derived using the indifference curve approach as follows. Start with an indifference curve map showing various indifference curve representing different level of utility. Draw a budget line, budget constraint representing the consumer income and the price of two goods. For the optimal consumption bundle where the budget constraint is tangent to the highest indifference curve, it is the price of good X keeping income and price of Y constant. The budget constraint provide and the consumer move a new optimal consumption bundle on a higher indifference curve. Draw a line from E to E1 representing the consumer demand curve of good X. Repeat the different price reducing generating multiple point on the demand curve. The resulting demand curve show the quantity of good X demanded at each price level based on the consumer optimal choice and preferences. The IC approach assumes consumer relationality, diminishing marginal utility, no income effect because income is fixed. By deriving the demand curve using IC approach, you can realize how changes in price affect income behavior and quantity demanded. Next is Hickson approach for normal commodity when price fall. Hickson approach for a normal commodity, a commodity with a negative income effect when the price fall involve the following step. Initial equilibrium, consumer is at point E on the indifference curve from U0 with a budget line constraint AB. Price fall, the price of commodity falls, shifting the budget constraint to AB. New equilibrium, consumer moves to point E on the indifference curve with a higher price or the utility level. Comparison variation reduce the consumer income by a lump sum tax, shifting the budget constraint back to AB. Substitute effect, the consumer moves from E to E1 along with the original indifference curve from U0, solvency due to the indifference curve or substitution effect. Income effect, the movement from E1 to E represent the income effect as the consumer can afford more or both goods due to increase the purchasing power. By separating the substitution and income effect, the Hickson approach